This story is titled Our Land 2, about a failed revolution involving the Confederate States of America. This is just one of many stories exploring the fractured states of America, a series that I've created, and it delves into the alternative history of a divided nation and the worlds that emerged from its collapse in 1861. The night was thick with humidity as Daniel Alvarez crouched in the shadows of the abandoned sugar mill, his heart pounding against his ribs. Around him, the ragged group of revolutionaries he had fought alongside for months waited in silence. They called themselves the Freedom Sons, a guerrilla faction born from the Caribbean Communist Party. Their mission clear: ignite the flames of rebellion in the Confederate States of America and claim freedom for the oppressed. This was the night they had been waiting for, the night of the Our Land 2 revolution. A coordinated uprising was planned across 3 Confederate cities, with Daniel's unit tasked with taking control of an armory in Atlanta. The weapons inside would turn scattered resistance into a full-scale rebellion. The signal came, a single flare arcing across the cloudy sky. Daniel clenched his fist, whispering a prayer for strength. "For the people," he murmured, and the others around him echoed those words. The group moved swiftly, darting through the back streets of Atlanta. Their plan relied on speed and surprise. They couldn't afford to be seen. They reached the armory gates, a hulking structure surrounded by razor wire, and Javier, their demolitions expert, set to work planting charges. 2 minutes, Javier whispered. Daniel scanned the area, gripping his rifle. For a moment it seemed like the plan would work. But then from the shadows, a spotlight flared to life, blinding them. "Ambush!" someone yelled. But it was too late. Confederate soldiers, hidden in wait, opened fire. Bullets ricocheted off the concrete, and the Freedom Sons scattered. Daniel dove behind a stack of crates, his breath ragged. He peeked out and saw Javier fall, blood pooling beneath him. The charges were still in place, but they were useless now. This wasn't supposed to happen, Daniel hissed to himself. Someone had betrayed them. There was no other explanation. The rebels fought fiercely, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. One by one, they fell or were captured. As dawn broke over Atlanta, Daniel found himself dragged to his knees in the armory courtyard, his hands bound and his face bloodied. Confederate Colonel Howard stepped forward, his polished boots crunching on the gravel. He regarded Daniel with a mixture of disdain and pity. "Did you really think your little band of misfits could overthrow the Confederate States?" Daniel spat blood onto the ground, defiant. "This land belongs to all of us, not just you. It always has." Howard shook his head. "You people never learn. This is our land, boy, and it will always be." The Freedom Sons uprising was crushed that day, their message buried under the Confederate propaganda that painted them as dangerous radicals. Daniel and the few survivors were sent to forced labor camps, their dreams of liberation shattered, but not extinguished. In the years that followed, the Our Land 2 failed revolution became a whispered legend among the oppressed, proof that even in the darkest corners of the CSA there were those who dared to fight for freedom. And though their uprising failed, the seeds they planted would grow, waiting for another spark to ignite the fire once more. Thanks for joining me on my latest episode on the Fractured States of America. You can find out more about me and my art by going to my website, tfhcalifornia.com. Have a great day.